guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial. I have been doing quite a lot of shopping recently in terms of makeup. My boyfriend is not too happy about it, seeing as we're going away to Los Angeles in 2 weeks time and I have been blowing all my money on makeup, but there have been so many new releases lately that I couldn't resist. So I'm going to show you guys what I bought and I'm going to be using it during this tutorial. So first of all, I'm going to start off with my Dr. Jackson's Face and Eye Essence. I love this stuff. I love using this before makeup. It just kind of keeps your makeup really nicely in place and I feel like it just really primes the skin nicely. So I'm just popping this on. Next, I'm going to use the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the colour Opal. I'm going to use this on the high points of my face, so the cheekbone, down the nose, Cupid's bow, and a little bit on the forehead. This is such a beautiful illuminator and it really makes your skin glow, which is what I want today. So I'm just popping this on with my finger. Next, I'm going to be using my L'Oreal True Match Foundation. You guys know how much I love this. I am obsessed with it. I haven't picked up my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk once since I started using this. And to apply it, I'm just going to use my Tom Ford buffing brush in the number 02, which is this one here. I absolutely adore this brush, and together these guys work really, really well. So I'm just taking this the center of the skin and then working out. I like to use 2 pumps of this if I want kind of like a more full coverage look, and it lasts all day and I am absolutely obsessed with it. And if anyone knows me, you'll know that I'm not a snob, but I'm a little bit of a foundation snob with my makeup, and I never really believed that drugstore makeup could kind of live up to the standards of, I don't know, Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk or Chanel foundations, but this is just incredible, this foundation. I love it. Next, for my concealer, I'm going to be taking my MAC Studio Quick Trick Perfecting Stick. I love these. These are really new, and basically it's like a roll-up stick concealer, and I'm going to apply this just underneath the eyes. I'm just going to buff that in. So you can see the difference, it really brightens it up. I'm using this in the shade NC25, just anyone that wants to know. Next, I'm going to take my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm going to set my under eye concealer with the yellow one in the center. As you can see, it's really well loved. And I'm just going to use a Real Techniques brush to do this. So I've just finished setting my under eye concealer, and as you can see it just looks really bright, which is what I want. And now I'm going to use my MAC Studio Perfecting Powder in the colour Medium. And this is really new as well. This came out a couple of weeks ago. I have used this in a previous tutorial. This is what it looks like, and I love it so, so much. This is hands down the best powder I've ever used. It gives a really beautiful finish to the skin. It gives you a little bit of coverage, but it's so fine, it just kind of smooths everything out. So I'm gonna apply this all over my face with my Bobbi Brown powder brush, which is this one here. So I finished setting all my makeup and now I'm going to move on to my brows. I'm going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow Pomade in Chocolate, and this is what it looks like on the inside. I absolutely love this product. I've had it for ages, and I'm just going to use this with a MAC 266 brush. I like to use a really sharp angled brush for this. You literally need the smallest amount, and as always, what I like to do is start underneath the brow to get the shape. So you can really see the difference between both brows. Next, for my contour, I'm going to use the Kat Von D palette, and I'm going to use the shade Shadowy, which is in the center. This is by far my most used shade from the contour colors, and I really love it because it's not too warm and not too cool. For my blush, I'm taking Charlotte Tilbury Cheek to Chic in the shade Loveglow. This is just a really beautiful peachy pink colour with a shimmer through it. And I'm just going to apply this to the apples of my cheeks. Okay, so on to the products that you have been waiting for. I did a cheeky Anastasia Beverly Hills order last week when the Mario palette and the Glow Kit launched. I also picked up a liquid lipstick as well, and this is by far my favourite product from everything that I bought. So this is the Ultimate Glow Kit. They have about 4 or 5 different other ones that I am really desperate to try, but because this is a limited edition, I believe, Christmas one, I wanted to pick this one up, and I'm just going to show you guys inside because it is absolutely beautiful. Okay, so these are the shades here. So they are absolutely stunning. They are so pigmented when they're on, and the colours are just so beautiful. So my favourite is probably Amber Gold, which is this one here, but I do like to mix Sunray and Amber Gold together, these two, and yeah, I mean, they're all amazing. I haven't really used Snow yet, which is the lightest one at the top, but I think it could look really pretty as like an inner corner highlight for the eye, or on lighter skin tones this would be really good. So I'm going to use this now, and I'm going to apply it with a fan brush. This is a MAC fan brush number 164. I love this fan brush so much. And I'm going to go in with Sunray first, which is the one here. And I'm just picking the product up. Now with these, you have to really tap them off because they are very, very, very pigmented. And I'm just going to start applying this now. And can you see how absolutely amazing this product is? I mean, it's unreal, guys. And then I'm just going to place a little bit down the centre of the nose. And then just Cupid's bow. So now onto my eyes, I'm going to use Soft Ochre by MAC. This is a paint pot, and it's just going to help keep my eyeshadow on. And I'm just applying this with a fluffy 217 brush. Next, I'm going to use my Makeup by Mario palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I have been waiting for this to drop for the longest time. I'm such a big fan of his work. He always does the most beautiful makeup. And when I heard that they were collaborating together and bringing a palette out, I knew I had to get it. So I actually picked this up the day it launched, and it was actually quite easy for me to get. I believe that it did launch quite early on the Anastasia website in the US, which is why I think I managed to get it. And the colours are perfection. I mean, like, these eyeshadows are so pigmented, and I just love every single colour in this palette. And yeah, so this is what I'm going to be using today. Okay, so the first colour I'm going to take is Lula, which is this one here, and I'm going to run this through the socket. So I've applied Lula through the socket of my eyes, and now I'm going to take Isabel, which is the colour next to it, and it's slightly more warm, and I'm going to do the same. This just kind of like warms it up a little bit. I'm also going to take the warm shade called Isabel underneath my eye, and I'm going to be using the Kevyn Aucoin small eyeshadow soft round tip brush, which is this one here. So I like this because it's a lot smaller than my other brushes, and I really like to use this under the eye. And what I find with this is it blends out really nicely too. So I'm just taking this shade under my eyes. So now that I've done that, I'm going to go in with the shade Violetta, which is this dark brown here. It's a very rich brown shade, which is what I love in a brown eyeshadow. And I'm going to just slightly run this through the outside of my crease. So I'm just taking it from the inner corner and blending up. And then what I'm doing is I'm just connecting it underneath the eye as well. It really is so hard to choose a shade when I'm using this because I just want them all over my eyes. But I'm gonna go in with the shade Fifth Avenue, which is this really beautiful gold. And I'm going to put this in the center of my lid using a MAC 239 brush. And you can see I've just applied it there into the center. Under my eyes, I'm going to go in with the shade Bronx, which is this one here. It's just a really beautiful green with some gold through it. And I really love how they've put kind of like a really beautiful navy blue and a green into this palette, because there are so many palettes now that are just warms. And like, don't get me wrong, I love my warm eyeshadow palettes, but it's just really refreshing to see a little bit of color but still keeping in kind of with the neutral theme. So I'm going to use a little bit of Bronx just under my eyes on the same Kevyn Aucoin brush. I'm going to run Teddy Eye Pencil by MAC in the waterline of my eye. I've decided for this look that I'm not going to use liner, and the reason why is because I have it really nice and dark underneath, and then I have the gold in the centre on the top of my lid. And just because I don't really have that much lid space, I don't want the liner to kind of take over the colour on the lid. So I'm not going to use liner, and I'm going to go straight in with some mascara now, which is the MAC Extended Play. And if you saw me jolt just then, it's because I nearly dropped my mirror. For lashes, I'm going to use Ardell Wispies. No, I am not sponsored by them, however I would love to be. I just absolutely love them, and I feel like when they're on, you can still see my eye makeup through them, whereas sometimes if I wear really thick lashes, you just cannot see anything on my lid because I do have smaller lids. So I'm just going to put them on now with some duo glue. I love this stuff. And then lastly for my lips, I had to pick up one of Anastasia's lipsticks because I have never tried them before, and I fell in love with the shade Allison, which is one of her new shades that came out with the Glow Kit and the Mario palette for fall, and it is absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to use that now on my lips. Okay guys, and that is my finished look. So I am absolutely obsessed with this lipstick. I love it so much. I think the colour is perfect for autumn going into winter, and the formula is amazing. It just glides on really nicely and it doesn't feel too matte. And yeah, so I really hope you guys enjoyed this makeup look, and if you were thinking about buying the Mario palette, the Glow Kit or the lipstick or any of the other products I spoke about, I highly recommend them. They are all beautiful products, and I heard a rumour that Anastasia Beverly Hills might be opening in Selfridges, so fingers crossed that's going to happen. If not, I'm going to have to wait for a couple of weeks before I'm in the US to buy any more stuff. And yeah, so I will be back. I will be back next week for a spooky Halloween tutorial. So I am really actually looking forward to that. But I hope you guys liked it, and I will see you next week for another video. Take care. Bye.